Hello and welcome to Advantage. My name is Virginia, and for this lesson we are going to talk about the simple past tense and the past progressive. So simple past. The simple past talks about something that happened before. It happened and it's finished. So that's an important point with a simple past. It is finished. It's no longer happening right now. Some verbs can be regular verbs, and if they're regular verbs, all you do is add an ed at the end. Okay? Like walk will be walked, help will be helped, and play will be played. But some verbs are irregular and they have different variations. So the word eat will be ate, the word begin will be began, and sleep will be slept. Okay? And there's no rule for this, unfortunately. What I always tell my students is it's memorizing. You have to memorize the past tense of irregular verbs, okay? So here's some examples. I visited my sister yesterday, okay? We went out to dinner last night. You notice some time words are here also that are very helpful, yesterday and last night, okay? And they indicate when the action happened. Also, the simple past is used to describe actions or events that are now completed and no longer true in the present tense. Okay, so for example, I attended MJC in 1998. I no longer attend this college, okay? Number 2, I saw a movie every weekend when I was a teenager. So again, this is something that happened in the past. It's no longer happening anymore. Even though I may go see movies now, I probably don't see them every weekend. Now, the past progressive is also speaking about the past tense, and this can be called continuous. So remember, progressive and continuous can be used interchangeably. It depends on the book you're using. And this talks about something that happened in the past, but for a period of time. That's the difference between past progressive and simple past, okay? Be very careful with that. So it uses the past tense verb to be in the past tense, was or were. Remember the first lesson when we did present progressive and the verb to be was in present tense? Well, here, since we're talking about past, we use the verb to be in past tense, was or were. And then we use the next verb with an ing. Okay, so I could say I was eating. The past tense was, and eating with an ing. Like the present progressive, again, it's about a temporary action. Okay, here's some examples. I was studying for an exam all night. Okay, I'm not studying any longer. All right, that action already happened and it was last night. 2, we were walking in the park around 7 p.m. last night. Again, we were walking in the park at 7, but we're no longer walking in the park now. Past progressive. The past progressive is often used with simple past to show one action was in progress when another action took place. Okay? So again, 2 actions, but one is happening at the time another took place. So here's some examples. I was taking a bath when the doorbell rang. So which action was happening first? Was I taking a bath or did the doorbell ring? Yeah, I was taking a bath. That's in the past progressive. And then the next one is in simple past, rang. Number 2, they were eating dinner when the neighbor stopped by for a visit. Again, we have 2 actions. One is happening at some time in the past, so we use progressive, was eating, and the other one is stopped by for a visit. Okay? That's the second action that occurred. So let's do a practice, okay? There's 5 sentences here, and let's see, do you use past tense or are you going to use past progressive? Remember, past progressive has 2 parts to the verb to be in past tense and the verb ing. Sometimes students will leave one of those out. Make sure you don't, okay? Number 1, yesterday I blank to see a movie. What do you think? Look at the time word too. Yesterday, that's a clue. You got it? Yeah, went, simple past. Yesterday, I went to see a movie. Very good. Number 2, she, what? Play cards when you call. Ah, we have 2 actions here. One of them will be in past progressive, one of them will be in simple past. What do you think? Right. She was playing cards when you called. Very good. Number 3, what do you in class when I walk in? What do you think? Again, one's in past progressive, one's in the simple past. Yeah, this one was probably a little harder because we threw in the subject you in there, right? What were you doing in class when I walked in? So the subject here is going to go between those 2 verbs. Yeah, that was a little tricky, right? All right, number 4, here we go. Ken want to buy a car last week. What do you think? This one might be a little bit easier, right? Yeah, because we have a time word last week, and so we know this is going to be in simple past. Ken wanted to buy a car last week. Very good. And number 5, when I take the test, I not feel well. Again, we have 2 actions occurring. One will be past progressive, one will be simple past. Look for the time words there, okay? And the action that's happening at the time of speaking, right? What do you think? Right. When I took the test, I was not feeling very well. So notice that word when. That is one of those words that kind of gives you the clue that that one is going to take the simple past. Okay? I hope this helped you kind of better understand the difference between simple past and simple past progressive. If you have any questions, please leave them below. And thank you so much for listening to this video. Next week, we're going to cover subject-verb agreement. Thank you.